In the last episode, we saw how Homo sapiens survived by cooperating, adapting, and innovating. They moved across the world, hunted in groups, and relied on each other to thrive. But as time passed, something incredible happened. They stopped moving. They started staying in one place. The age of nomads was coming to an end, and a new era was beginning, the rise of human civilization. For thousands of years, early humans were nomads. They moved from place to place, following animals and searching for plants to gather. But about 10,000 years ago, in a time called the Neolithic Age, something changed. Humans discovered that they could plant seeds in the ground, grow their own crops, and domesticate animals like goats, sheep, and cattle. This discovery meant they didn't need to keep moving. They could settle down, stay in one place, and build homes. With agriculture, humans didn't need to worry about where their next meal would come from. As they settled in one place, small villages began to form. Families lived together in groups, farming the land and raising animals. These small villages were the first communities. Here, people worked together, shared food, and helped each other survive. As these villages grew, people started to exchange goods. If one person had extra grain, they could trade it for something they needed, maybe some animal skins or a new tool. This exchange was the beginning of trade, one of the key building blocks of civilization. With agriculture providing a steady supply of food, not everyone needed to be a farmer anymore. This allowed some people to focus on other skills. Some became toolmakers, crafting sharper blades and better tools for farming and hunting. Others made pottery for storing food or built stronger homes. This specialization of labor allowed early humans to create more advanced tools, stronger buildings, and better ways of living. People became experts at what they did, which helped communities grow. As villages grew, they needed leaders to make decisions and solve problems. These early leaders could be chiefs, elders, or shamans, people who were respected for their wisdom, strength, or spiritual knowledge. At the same time, social structures began to form. Some people became more important than others based on their skills, knowledge, or resources. These early social hierarchies were simple, but they were the beginning of more complex societies. Cooperation was still key, but now people had different roles. Some led, others followed, but everyone played a part in the survival of the community. As some villages grew larger, they began to look more like small cities. One of the oldest known cities is Jericho, in present-day Palestine. It was surrounded by a wall for protection, showing that people were starting to build not just for survival, but for defense. In places like Catalhoyuk, in present-day Turkey, early humans built houses from mud bricks, with rooms for storing food and places to worship. These were not just villages anymore. They were becoming complex societies with buildings, public spaces, and new ways of living. With more time and resources, early humans started to explore ideas beyond just survival. They created art, made sculptures, and painted their walls. These artworks often had spiritual meaning, representing animals, gods, or important events. They also started to practice rituals. In some communities, people worshipped the forces of nature, like the sun, rain, and animals that gave them food. Early religion was a way for them to make sense of the world and connect with something greater than themselves. From humble beginnings as nomadic hunters and gatherers, Homo sapiens had come a long way. They learned to farm, settled in one place, and built villages. Their creativity, cooperation, and innovation allowed them to create the first forms of trade, leadership, and community. These small steps marked the beginning of something much bigger, the rise of civilization. In the next chapter, we'll see how these early humans took their first steps toward building the great civilizations of the ancient world.